Hello everybody, my name is Juunibug, and if we haven't met before, I'm Juunibug, and if we have met before, I'm still Juunibug. Welcome back to my channel, or it's nice to meet you. It is Christmas Eve at the time of recording, so if you're like, wow, so festive, did Sephiroth do this? Yes, he did. And I figured I would just show you guys these Final Fantasy games that I have obtained as physical copies throughout the year, because while I'm a newer Final Fantasy fan that has gotten into this series in more recent years, I do enjoy having physical copies of games because I grew up as a retro gamer, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 era, and I find a lot of sentimental value in these things. So I can't wait to show you guys. I'll tell you kind of where I got them from, when I got them, and yeah, it's still a growing collection, so I hope you enjoy, and I would love to hear about your Final Fantasy collection and what your favorite Final Fantasy is. I have Final Fantasy IV Advance on Game Boy Advance. I love Final Fantasy IV. It's the first pixel Final Fantasy that I played, and I loved it because I am a big fan of Final Fantasy XIV, and I love Endwalker. It's probably my favorite expansion, and it's very 4-centric with the references. I really wanted this in the Super Famicom version. Unfortunately, by the time I got to the stand where I got this from at MAGFest, they sold the last one 15 minutes before I showed up, but they did have this one, so I thought the box art is so beautiful. I love Cecil, I love Kain, so I just said I'll take it, and I'm happy. I will probably still be looking for more copies of 4 because this is one of my top, why did I say it like that? One of my top Final Fantasies of all time. Next, I have Final Fantasy 1, the original, and this is really cool because I have like the map and the guide in here, and I just love this box art because it's so like old school 80s, very D&D classic inspired, and you can tell by playing original Final Fantasy, at least I played it on Pixel Remaster, it feels very D&D inspired, which is really cool. I'm afraid to open the box because I'm not good. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm very clumsy with handling these things, but I try to handle it well. I got this at MAGFest as well. It's like my first foray into physical game collecting. Here we go, as you can see. Gotta be careful, it's a little bit torn, but here is some cool Final Fantasy like maps, and it looks like there's a magic chart too, which is really cool. But again, I want to be very careful with how I handle this because it is very old and very delicate. Next, I have Final Fantasy VI for Super Famicom, aka Japanese version, because in NA, like Final Fantasy II is 4, 3 is 6. I attempted to play 6 multiple times on stream, and then I just never stuck with it because I was like insecure about streaming it for some reason. I don't know why, but I finally finished it this year and I loved it. It was probably a very life-changing experience. Not to sound dramatic, but it was just so good, and the story really touched my heart. I love Terra and Salas. They're so amazing. And this Amano art is just always so, like, it's all good, man. I love it so much. And this is absolutely no exception. It's so iconic with the Magitech armor. And then on the back, there's, you know, the description, there's a Chibi Terra, and it's good for me practicing my Japanese reading. Why am I blurry? Final Fantasy VI is such an incredible game. It shot up to my top 5 Final Fantasies of all time. So I was really glad that I got this one well in advance before I finished it earlier this year. I also got this at MAGFest as well, and I'm looking forward to getting more. I'd love to get an original copy of the NA version for Super Nintendo for Final Fantasy III. Just absolutely amazing game, and I love looking at this artwork so much. All right, next we have Final Fantasy VIII, which I'm sorry, with all the reflective lights, I am not good at this. Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation 1, and this was actually a gift from Unileska Games, and she was just so sweet. She's become a dear friend of mine, and I've been looking for a copy of Final Fantasy VIII because I played it a few months ago, and it easily shot up to one of my favorite Final Fantasies of all time. Like, 10 has been just my long-standing favorite for so long, but 8 just really charmed me, and I think the music is the best in the series, especially from Uematsu, and his compositions. And the story is just so crazy and like over the top, but also just so heartwarming, and the gameplay to me is so fun. I love how fast-paced it is. You know, even though the junction system's a little bit tedious, it's still a lot of fun, and I like how customizable it is. Getting this game, especially from a friend, has just been so special, and I cherish it. And I really wanted Final Fantasy VIII too because I love the characters on the discs, and I'm also very lucky because Yuna still had, you know, the manuals in here, so I miss having those from the old days of gaming, and they're just so cool. I like reading through them because now that I've already completed the game, it's just fun to see if there's like anything I missed, or you know, oh, how did they explain this very basic concept? I was just kind of like messing and mucking around and trying to find out what was going on. But yes, I love Final Fantasy VIII. I can go on for days about how much I love this game. So if you're a Final Fantasy VIII fan, please hit me up about it. Let's chat about it because I have so many things to say. I love Squall, I love Renoa, I love Laguna and Irvine. They're like my favorites, but I love everybody. And it's just so good. Now we have something a little more recent. This is Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster for the Switch. I bought it for myself as a birthday present last year, and I got started on it probably closer to last Christmas. And I was playing it with my FC mates, and I asked, oh, which one do you think I should start off with? And my co-healer said, start off with 1, because why not? And I thought, sure, whatever. And it was a disaster because I didn't know that you had to buy your spells, and I had to restart my game pretty early on. But I ended up loving it, and I just played through all the Pixel remasters throughout Christmas and the early holidays. Even though I was playing Final Fantasy before, you know, like 10 and 14, I feel like this was kind of the gateway to really get into it. Maybe 7 as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a physical copy of 7 anywhere. It was really charming to see the history of how this game evolved into what it is today. Also, I think 2 is a very overhated game. It's not perfect. I think the dungeon designs are pretty butts at times with the fake treasure room, but I really love it. And I think the story is great, and it has Kane Highwind, and I love Dragoons a lot. Yeah, give 2 a chance, and definitely play it on Pixel Remaster if you're hesitant, because there's a lot of quality of life changes that will make your life easier and much more bearable and tolerable. So yeah, I got Final Fantasy X-2 in Japanese for PlayStation 2. Admittedly, I have not played X-2 yet, which I feel like is a sin because 10 is my favorite and Yuna is my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. I even got a tattoo of her. Why are you making it blurry? I got a tattoo of her staff recently. I'm really excited to play X-2. I have plans on streaming it hopefully soon. I'm in the middle of playing Final Fantasy Tactics right now, which I'm very, very thankful because Square gifted me a code so I could play it, and God, it is really good. I just wanted it in advance because I love Final Fantasy X, and it's an important game to me. So I'm like, I gotta get X-2, and it wasn't that expensive. I got it during MAGFest as well. That's gonna be a common thing. I got it from MAGFest as well. Next, I have actual Final Fantasy X. And as you can see, it's still coming apart a little bit, but a friend gifted it to me, so I can't really complain too much. And I'm just excited to have an original copy of 10. And even looking at the backside, I know it's a little bit hard to see. It's like the original models, which I know is a very controversial thing for people, whether they like the original models, if they think the new ones are fine. I think the originals look better, but I'm not gonna complain about the new ones because, like, what am I gonna do about it, you know? But 10, as I said before, is my favorite Final Fantasy game. I have, you know, just so much love for it. It's gotten me through a hard time. I made a whole video about like what it means to me, and I kind of have an analysis about, you know, religious guilt and duty and obligation with it. So definitely check out that video. I worked really hard on it and I'm really proud of it. I think it's pretty good for my first attempt at a video essay. Anyways, love this game. I actually got it when I was 16 years old and then I lost it, so I could never get past most of it. All right, I have Final Fantasy 13. I have not played 13, but I watched the cutscenes for 13 10 years ago, and I've really liked Vanille a lot. I know she gets really hated, but besides the point, this is not just any ordinary copy of 13. It is the Korean version of 13. So I'm guessing it's like the menuing and UI and subtitles are in Korean. And I got this when I went to Korea from a mall that had a retro game store. And it was really funny because the shop owner just saw me going crazy, like, oh my gosh, I gotta get Final Fantasy games. And so I was just kind of piling them up, and he found this copy of 13. He said, oh, do you want this one too? And I said, yeah. A lot of the games they're gonna show you from now on are from Korea. I bought a lot of games, and it totaled to $65 US, about 95,000 Korean won. I feel very lucky, and I'm like, wow, it's really cool. I don't really see like the Korean version of Final Fantasy games. My fiance said, yeah, Final Fantasy and console games are not nearly as popular as PC games, so they were pretty cheap, and a lot of these are used and not in the most incredible condition, but I can't complain. I think it's so cool to have a Korean version of some of these Final Fantasy games. Well. It's Final Fantasy X again, but this time in Japanese. I also got this at the Korean store. Yeah, I'm just kind of collecting every version of Final Fantasy X if it's not apparent. Don't need to be a broken record player. You guys already know my feelings about Final Fantasy X. Well, it's Final Fantasy X 2, the international edition of this game. And I like, it kind of has like a foil texture on the back, like where it's really shiny. And I thought, girl, I might as well just get it. It's like really cheap. It was like less than $10 US. So I thought, might as well go for it. And yeah, it's in Japanese. I don't know what makes it international and last mission, but maybe I'll find out. Maybe one of you guys can tell me. I don't really know. Well, it's Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD edition, but here we go. We got Korean edition of a Final Fantasy game. The top is kind of broken, but I'm guessing because it's used. But again, yeah, just collecting all these versions of Final Fantasy X. Can't even complain. So yeah, what am I gonna do with all these? I'm gonna display them because I think it's fun and I think it's cool. I have Final Fantasy VIII in Japanese as well. I was, oh my gosh, going crazy when I saw this. I'm like, oh, Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite as well, and I gotta get this one. And the discs are a little bit different than the NA version as well. This one just has symbols. I think one of them has Renoa's wings. You can see Grievers on this one, just upside down. Oh, that is the wrong way. So I thought, it's cool. And I'm really glad to own this one. And I could say I own both American and Japanese version of Final Fantasy VIII. So I feel extremely lucky. Last but not least, I have Final Fantasy IX Japanese edition. I played this game earlier this year with a community vote on my Twitch channel. And 9 is, in my opinion, the best written Final Fantasy game. Still in my top 5, but definitely not like my top 3. So I was really excited to get this because I didn't really know much about 9. This is probably the game I knew the least about. But it was also great because I played Dawn Trail last year, and then I could see all the references like Alexandria and even some of the new stuff like bosses like Beatrix, and just get acquainted with the characters. It's very cool because Amano's art of Kuja is here this time, which is very interesting to me. As you can see, we have the discs, and they're very beautiful. They're very pretty. So I'm just so happy to have a copy of 9. I'm just looking for 7. God, I want a copy of Final Fantasy 2 as well. That game, I love that game. You cannot make me hate Final Fantasy 2 no matter how hard you try. That about wraps up my Final Fantasy game collection. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not usually used to doing haul videos where I show off things, but I hope that you liked it regardless, and I hope that maybe it brought you some nostalgia from when you played these games, because I don't have so much nostalgia, like childhood nostalgia, but this game series has become so life-changing and important for me. I'm so thankful for the friends that I've met because of Final Fantasy, for the stories that have helped me overcome difficulties in my life and given me hope in really dark and desperate times. I'm also just thankful because of making Final Fantasy and even Kingdom Hearts content that caught Square Enix's eye and was able to you know, do some cool things this year, like going to the pop-up shop in LA as a creator on official business. I was invited to demo Final Fantasy Tactics at PAX West and even get VIP seating to all the panels that Square was hosting. And I even got invited to Final Fantasy VII's Seventh Heaven Boba Bear collaboration. Going to these events, it's not even just like, wow, it's so cool, I did something with Square. It's more of, I got to go to events and talk to people and just really make like face-to-face human connections. It can be hard just being online, and it's nice just to talk to people and not worry about all these like random things or distractions that we get on social media. I will continue to support this series for as long as I can because Final Fantasy has really made a positive impact. Yeah, if you liked the video, once again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Twitch channel, and yeah, follow me on my other socials. Let's talk about Final Fantasy games. I'm really looking forward to, you know, playing through the rest of the series, like 12, 13, 15, and eventually going back to 16 as well. All right, have a good time zone. Love you, care you. Bye-bye!